Hey, Mike. You hear a lot of reports about Sasquatches being seen in the forest. Is there any other stories about maybe Sasquatch in any other areas besides the forest?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there have been reports out of Southern California back in the 70s in the Antelope Valley, for example, and also in areas down in Arizona and New Mexico, which is, of course, an area where you wouldn't think of as being Bigfoot territory. I've got a very interesting story that was told to me about a man who was he was fishing, and he was in this river canyon in Arizona, and he said that he was surrounded by these craggy, rocky walls in this canyon. So it was a steep canyon, and consisted mostly of boulders and rocky canyon walls. But there was a island there that they were fishing near that had these really tall bamboo reeds growing on it, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning. It was still dark, and they were on this little fishing boat that was equipped with a spotlight attached to it. And they said that they were sitting there was two of them in the boat, and they heard this commotion and looked up and noticed that there was apparently something that was cutting a swath through the bamboo, because they could actually see the bamboo moving, indicating the presence of something moving along behind the bamboo, and it was making a pretty good racket and moving at a pretty good clip. And so they watched this bamboo move, and then at the end of the bamboo there was a stretch of land that led down into the creek, and they said that all of a sudden from behind the bamboo appeared this rather hairy person who just ran right over towards the creek, and then did what would have been an excellent Johnny Weissmuller imitation, apparently, and dove into the water and then proceeded to swim about 60 yards across this expanse of water. And the man said that he, by that time, he had this spotlight on, and he put the spotlight right on the creature, and followed it all the way across this 60 yards of water that it swam across, and then it crawled out on the far bank, and with the light right on it, and disappeared into a cleft in the side of the canyon wall behind some rocks. And the two men just stopped, and they looked at each other in amazement, and didn't have a lot to say. They left the light sitting in the spot where they'd last looked, and they noticed all of a sudden this thing came back out in the open, walked right into the light, and kind of looked at them like this, with its head kind of turned sideways, and gave them a kind of curious look, and then turned around and went back into the cleft, and they never saw it again. But they said it was a hell of a swimmer, and it certainly had no problem cutting through the bamboo.